You need to have a Web3 mindset to succeed in Web3. And that's what I'm going to explain on these 4 pillars, based on the 4 pillars. Web3 is about collaboration, not competition. In Web2, it was all competition, each one for himself. Web3 is when you come together. And let me give you this quick example. Nike or Nike, whatever, and Adidas. They fight every day for market share. They're in the same industry. Everybody is trying to get a larger market share. It's natural. But here's the interesting part. What do they do in the night? Do you know, every day they share their sales statistics with each other. And why would they do that? They want to understand their customers. What is the demographic? What do people need? What are they buying? And this collaboration basically means they are baking a bigger pie. They are going to have a larger piece of the cake. This is what I mean by having a collaboration or a collaboration concept ingrained in your minds. Don't think competition. Collaborate with your competition. Figure out a way. And it's a win-win situation you got to create. Moving on, there are a lot of other examples of collaboration which are cross-industry. You must have read about Tiffany and Nike. Totally different industries getting together, leveraging each other's assets, digital communities, and creating a win-win model. So, moving on, community is at the heart, front and center of Web3. Without community, you cannot succeed. You can be a Louis Vuitton, Gucci, any top brand in the world. If you don't have a thriving, engaging community, you are not going to succeed, period. Any of the success stories you will see in Web3 will be because they built a robust community. And if you don't have one, leverage another brand that has already built it. Because let me warn you, community building is hard work. It takes time, sweat equity, and a lot of money. But the rewards can be amazing going long term. Why? Because in Web 2, you had consumers. In Web 3, you have fansumers. Fansumers are fans of your brand. They are your brand ambassadors. They talk about you even when you are sleeping. So look at the power of creating fansumers in Web 3. And these brands, whether it's Batman or Bored Apes or CryptoPunks, they succeed because of their community. Next pillar of Web3 is sustainability. And this is big because we have only one planet. No planet B, unfortunately. So, let me give you a quick example. Fashion industry is the low-hanging fruit for Web3. Every fashion brand is experimenting in Web3, and you must be reading it on a daily basis. The way I look at sustainability is, let's take the example of Prada as a brand. They create an immersive experience for clients in the Metaverse. So I, as a customer, can go to their portal, create my avatar in less than 60 seconds. Technology already exists. I create my avatar, I try out digital clothes. Digital. If I like, I buy. And then Prada ships it to me. Zero wastage. Today, more than 50% of what brands create is unsold in the season. It's either liquidated or even worse, goes to landfills. Bad for the planet. So we all need to have a digital first approach for sustainability. And the last pillar, very important. I talk on a daily basis to big brands about pivoting to the Metaverse. And you know what? I end up with the CFO who always says, what is the ROI of Metaverse? And that is a bad question to ask. It shows ignorance on the part of the brand, not understanding what being present in the metaverse is all about. So I created something called ROE, Return on Engagement. That is the matrix you need to focus on, and ROI will obviously follow. But you can't have ROI first in the metaverse unless you've already built that community of real people who will interact with your brand. So again, talking of mindset, I mean Web3 is a technology, but more than that, it's a mindset. And I think I explained to you what leaders of brands need to be thinking about. So no presentation in this conference is complete without at least talking for a minute about ChatGPT. So I also could not resist that. But that's the only slide I have. And this is an experiment I created last week. So one of my friends, actually he's an advisor on my company side over here. His name is Jamie Brett. He runs his own agency called MetaHub in London. So I spoke to Jamie about 2 weeks back. And I said, Jamie, why don't we create an avatar powered by ChatGPT? He should look like you, he should talk like you, but you don't have to be present in the room. It should be powered by ChatGPT. And guess what? We did it. So I'm not playing that long video here, but I'm giving you the URL. It's on meetthemetapreneur.com. When you have time, go to this website, watch the video. So I am the moderator here, talking to Jamie Brett and asking him 4 questions about AI. So Jamie Brett, as an avatar, gives the answers as a human being. The same 4 questions I now ask Jamie Brett, powered by ChatGPT. Of course, ChatGPT gave too much information, right? So I had to stop it there. But now what we are attempting is, on onlywebinars.com, we are hosting a webinar for the first time ever with no human beings. 4 avatars, totally powered by ChatGPT and having an organic conversation. The only human in that room is myself as the moderator, because it could get out of hand, right? If 4 ChatGPTs were talking to each other. So stay tuned for this announcement. And of course, there's a bigger picture of how this technology can be used later. It could be a good CRM use for a brand, because today brands are spending so much money on call centers, right? You don't need to do that anymore. You can have ChatGPT powered, real life looking avatars doing all the CRM stuff for you. I could be talking to you here in real life, and my avatar could be in a webinar at the same time. All possible. Moving on. Oh, I just realized I haven't even defined what Metaverse as yet, but all of you know what the Metaverse is, and all of you are right. There's no one single unique definition. Metaverse is a metaphor. Metaverse can be whatever you imagine it to be. That's my definition. I guess all of you will agree with that. I'm 33 years in Dubai, so you can imagine I'm a die-hard fan of Dubai. And why I love Dubai? Because in this city, actually we are not even a country, we are not even a city, we are a fairy tale. Anything can happen in Dubai. We even create rain at will. When I was driving here to Festival Arena, I saw these jets go in the sky and cloud seeding was happening. Maybe tomorrow you can expect rain. This is the only city on the planet where in a majlis you can decide that tomorrow 4:30 there should be rain. And the only thing that went wrong last year was, there was a lot of cloud seeding that happened here, but the wind blew the clouds to our neighboring country, Oman. And Omanis were having rain and dancing on the streets, and we, the people in Dubai, were funding that. We were paying Salik, and rain was happening in the neighborhood. But anyway, let's get back to our job on hand. So what is the Dubai Metaverse strategy, and why is it a big deal? This is the first time a city took the initiative to define a Metaverse strategy. And not only define it, implement it. And those of you who were here yesterday might have heard, right, Marwan? And this is a fact. When the government decides to implement something, all have to fall in line and make it happen. Else you go on a very long vacation. And that's not a joke, that is the truth. So now, what is the Metaverse strategy? GDP is Web 2. GDP is Web 2. GMP is Web 3. Gross Metaverse product. Dubai has decided this is how they'll calculate the worth of the economy going forward. No other city, no other country on the planet had the vision or the guts to say, this is how we are going to roll. And rest is all there, you can read stuff. Dubai is going to be the center of gravity in this industry, in my opinion. I can see a seismic shift happening in terms of the number of companies that are coming to Dubai on a daily basis. There is something called Crypto Oasis in JLT. Talk to them. 1,500 companies got new trade licenses. It's growing exponentially. 40,000 new jobs will be created in the new economy. And Dubai is going to focus on tourism, its mainstay, education, because you need the skill sets locally to implement. Government services will all be in the metaverse in the next 18 months. Every government department will offer immersive 3D experiences to all residents. No more 2D old sites, no way, nothing that is old is going to be there by next year. And of course, retail and real estate is big in Dubai, so that also will be migrated to the metaverse. I'm being told I don't have too much time, so I'm going to fast forward a lot of slides now, but like I said, I'm happy to share this deck with you. Why we should take the metaverse seriously? Because it's going to be a huge economy, $13 trillion according to Citibank. So obviously every report has different figures, but the big picture is 5 billion people on the planet by 2030 will be spending a couple of hours in the metaverse. That's when mass adoption will happen. Metaverse is not ChatGPT. We are not going to get 100 million people in 2 months. It's not going to happen. We have to keep it real. But once mass adoption happens, all of us here will be extremely busy. I'm going to fast forward some slides because there's not much time here. But basically, a lot of deals are happening. They don't necessarily hit the press, but a lot of money is being invested in this space. The headset sales are soaring year on year. The ecosystem is being built every day. This chart I created 3 months back. There's no space to add any more brands, but there are lots more who are working in different lanes of the metaverse. What does metaverse mean for business? I'll just give you a few real life examples of what is happening now. I'm just fast forwarding some stuff, but you can refer to these later. This also I'm going to fast forward. These are 43 of the top 100 global brands who are already embracing the metaverse in some form or the other. And there are so many other brands. I'm sure you can relate to a lot of them. They are all experimenting in the metaverse. Very few successful case studies. That's a disclaimer. But these are leaders. And we all agree in this room it's okay to fail, right? But you will hear of their success stories very soon. Now I'm going to just talk about few industries that are actually using the metaverse to monetize. And these are real life case studies. I'm guessing everybody in this room has flown Emirates Airlines at some point or the other. Hands, please. Wow, almost everybody. Anybody who hasn't flown Emirates? All right, you must have come on a camelback. All right, so Emirates is the #1 leading airline in the world, right? So what are they doing in the metaverse? 4,000 crew have been hired post-COVID, and all of them will be trained in the metaverse. And the other 16,000 existing will be retrained in the metaverse. It's being built as we speak. Automotive industry. Today, you can buy a Fiat car in the metaverse. All you have to do is go to touchcast.com. You can do it whenever you have time. Touchcast.com. You can test drive a Fiat car in the metaverse. You can customize it. You can buy it. You can pay for it. They will ship it. All this is already happening now, not tomorrow. One very interesting story, very quickly. Metaverse of senses. What if I told you you can smell coffee in the metaverse? Would you believe me?
No.
Okay, Omar says no. But I actually met the guy who is making this happen. And he's a 21-year-old futurist. 21-year-old futurist, Italian guy. He's in Dubai next week. His name is Alistair Pornigo. Check him on LinkedIn. Please connect with him. He's going to be in Dubai. He has built the metaverse of senses. You can smell anything literally in the metaverse. So when I met him in NFT London 3 months back, I asked him, are you planning to sell perfumes or burgers or what? He says no. He's looking at the big picture, and that is healthcare. For those of you who don't know, every organ in our body emits a particular kind of smell. And using his technology, doctors with 90% accuracy are able to predict the state of your organs remotely. Never happened before. And this 21-year-old has done it. You don't have to believe me. Follow him on LinkedIn, request for his deck, and you will start believing. Okay, these are things that are already happening. The big four large companies are setting up their headquarters, and MetaMask has gone the extra level where they've built a floating bar and an amphitheater, and they host corporate parties in the metaverse. KPMG is training all their employees globally in the metaverse. This initiative has already been launched in the US and will be rolled out in all other continents. Same with other leading brands like Accenture, Bank of America. They've invested in virtual headsets for all employees because this is the way to go. Zoom is Web 2. And if Zoom does not evolve, it will be out of business, in my opinion. Web 3 is these platforms, Journey, Nowhere, Meetup, Spatial, so many more. This is where you conduct 3D meetings in real time. Metaverse is for every industry and every geography. Every industry has a use case. I don't have time today to talk about more industries, but you can check it out. Newspapers are having their daily newsroom meetings in the metaverse. And Time magazine has gone the extra step, etc. Not going to talk about shopping in the metaverse. All of you know all these brands. To some extent they are successful. To some extent they are experimenting. But they are learning every day. And that's the big message. All of you in this room, either you can be a leader or a follower. Choice is yours. This is a good case study about the metaverse, how Tiffany did not have their own community in Web3. So they partnered with CryptoPawns, created this pendant, and sold within hours and made millions. So it's up to your creativity, your imagination, the collaborations that you create, the out-of-box thinking that you use, you can monetize. Not going to go through this, but manufacturing, industrial metaverse is big. A lot of brands are already into this. Going to fast forward this also, I already gave you a healthcare example. tourism is going to be big in the metaverse. These are actual case studies. What impresses me most is metaverse for good. What are we doing to make this world a better place? And these are just some case studies. There is utopia.io from Australia, which is going to keep our children safe in the metaverse. They've developed that technology. DNAverse is from Spain, and they are basically mapping the DNA of every person on the planet as a unique single sign-on. Gaia Amore is from India, and they are creating products by artisans and selling globally so that these artisans which are in remote areas can monetize using the metaverse, and their progeny can continue the good work that they are doing. And like I said long back, this is the most important quote, or this should be your takeaway from today. In 10 years, your brand won't be valued by your market cap, but by your community cap. So start investing in building a community. Convert consumers to fansumers. And these are just some case studies. This is a group called All Stars Women Community. Very robust, global, a lot of learnings happening. Metashapers is a community I started a year back. I want to give a shout out to some Metashapers who are in the audience. You can see them there. So if you want to join Metashapers, just go to this website, register yourself, and you'll hear from me. And we do fun stuff in the metaverse. These are photographs of sessions on spaceship. So we have a gym there that's created for us. We have panel discussions. We have presentations. We even do meditation in the metaverse. One of the Metashapers is big on sound and light shows. So he has created a module on mindfulness, which is a huge industry. Finally, I'm coming towards the end. In my opinion, what you see on the screen are the questions we all should be asking ourselves every morning. I'm guessing you will agree, and this kind of resonates with each one of you. Last slide. If you have seen the Metaverse bandwagon, you have missed it. The idea is to be on it. I want to thank you for your attention, and if you want to stay connected with me, I'm happy to do so. You can scan the QR code to connect with me. I'm best seen on LinkedIn, but you could even connect with me on WhatsApp or email. Thank you for your attention.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Sharad Agarwal. Thank you very much. Very quick question before I let you go, even though we're way over time. How many people have experimented or interacted with the Metaverse out of the audience? Okay. We really can't take much time, but I'm very curious to know. You showed Fiat, right? Okay, I used to work in the car business a long time ago. One of the first things to do, how many people here, let me ask you this, how many people would buy a car without driving it? Raise your hand. Interesting, the gentleman from, from Portugal, right? Okay, you would buy a car without driving it. Okay. Well, I guess that makes just two of you out of the whole audience. I could never buy a car without actually driving it. I want to feel the torque. I want to get that new car smell.
But you can even book a car for test drive through the Metaverse.
Virtually?
You can actually request a car in your city, and if that's within their jurisdiction, they will arrange for that. But you can virtually test drive a car right now on touchcast.com. So I encourage whoever's in the audience, check this out. It's never been done before. They even have a customer service cell. There's no avatar, no gimmicks, no goggles required. It's very real life. Real people will come and answer your questions in real time. So it's got a amazing interface. Please check it out. It works.
Thank you very much, Sharad. Appreciate all the insight and the wonderful information.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Thank you for the round of applause. We are here at the Tomorrow Conference, day 2, coming at you from the lovely city of Dubai. And once again, my name is Omar, and it's a true honor to be here with you guys. I also want to thank the audience one more time for taking the time to be here with us today, as without you guys, this event would not be possible. A quick reminder that the next Tomorrow Conference will be happening in Belgrade, Serbia in May, followed by Barcelona in October. So make sure you put that on your schedules, ladies and gentlemen. All right, moving forward, a guest that I'm truly excited about.